Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto News, the crypto news channel. Today we are going to talk about a huge hack that could impact you, because it impacts a secret storage service at a password safe by a password manager that is used by many people. We will also talk about the biggest hacks that took place in 2022, the 5 biggest hacks of this year. We will also talk about the FTX case. Mining, especially with Bitcoin, several companies are in bankruptcy, NFTs, and many other subjects. So for those who don't know the channel, feel free to subscribe. Every day the synthesis of the best news of the day on crypto. Let's start with the cryptocurrency price of the day. We have 1 Bitcoin at $16,800. We have 1 Ether at $1,200. The global market is down slightly by 0.4%. During the holidays, not much is happening. Led by the biggest pirate ages of the year 2022. In 5th place, we find the bridge Nomade. The Nomade bridge between blockchain cross-chain, which is hacked by $190 million. It was quite enormous, this hacking, which went ahead because in fact there was the first attacker who found a security breach. Then there were lots of people who imitated him and who copied this hack, and suddenly we will say, I no longer have the exact figure, but hundreds, at least hundreds of people who hacked. Let's say by copying the hacker's transaction. In the end, Nomade had said that if the people reimbursed 90% of the sum, they were not going to file a complaint against them. There are a certain number of people who have reimbursed. They were able to recover barely $22 million. So not much compared to all of the hacking. That's also a trend. We will have several bridges. The bridles, it's his sanding points really, that are very often hacked. Because that's where the cryptos are not stored, what allows a blockchain to communicate with another blockchain. The 4th most expensive hack this year is Wormhole. It is the bridge in particular between Solana and the Ethereum network and many other things. It belongs to Jump Crypto, which was hacked. It is the part on the Solana blockchain which was hacked, which contained a flaw. And here it is again. There it is, the hacker. He took the 300 million, he took them out directly and converted into Ether and wrapped Ether on the Ethereum network to transform them more easily than on Solana without being able to be blocked. He is a little past everywhere, on Tornado Cash, etc. Tornado Cash was not yet blacklisted at the time, and here he was able to get away with more than $300 million. Fortunately, John Crypto came to the rescue of Wormhole, and to repay the debt caused by this hack. John Crypto, they have a lot of money, and in the end it didn't impact them too much. The 3rd hack is the Ronin blockchain, the Axie Infinity blockchain that got hacked. Their C is pretty huge, honestly, closer to $600 million hacked. There was not really hacking of bridge or hacking of smart contract. It was really the private key of the validators of this blockchain which was stolen. How this hacking took place? He was a former Axie Infinity employee who was in charge of everything related to the blockchain. He was taken in by a fake ad, on LinkedIn I think. He clicked on it and he did interviews, etc. And as part of the recruitment process he received a malicious attachment. The attackers then took control over his PC and stole the private key to then steal nearly $600 million. A lot of people were talking about North Korea, which was behind his hacks. And moreover, it is often said that it is North Korea that is behind this hack. But it is very difficult to prove that a person is behind a hack. We just have suspicions, but the evidence is even falsifiable. For example, you prove that the attacker had a North Korean keyboard. Does that mean that he was North Korean, or that he wanted to make believe that he was North Korean? It is always complicated to know the true from the false. 2nd plus big hack, it's the Binance Smart Chain hack. It was the bridge that was hacked. $566 million were stolen, but let's say they were able to block the blockchain in time. The validators were able to block the attacker. He was only able to take out $100 million out of the $566 million, but it's still a nice sum. It was a problem in the development of bridge, so there was something that was badly coded. It was based on the Cosmos SDK, but let's say they were the only ones to use a feature that was vulnerable. And finally, the biggest hack is FTX. Yes, FTX, after the fall of the exchange, after the crypto was stolen by SBF and sent to Alameda. They were also hacked when FTX was in the process of collapsing. We still don't know who is behind this hack. We are talking about nearly $650 million. But the figure is not necessarily clear either. There has the Bahamas who had a party. Anyway, it was hundreds of millions of dollars that were stolen, that's for sure. SBF said it was probably a former employee. Some people say SBF. We don't know. I think we will eventually find out what happened on this hacking. because I think there will surely be traces that the privates or something that must have circulated. And we also know that the method used by FTX to store the private keys was not secure enough. It was not encrypted, so I think there were issues with the management of cybersecurity at FTX, in addition to everything that was wrong with FTX. So really a shame that all of this was stolen, because it's money that could have come to reimburse users who had money on FTX at the end of the whole bankruptcy process. Password manager widely used. We're talking about LastPass password managers. These are tools that are used to store your passwords in a secure way. Really, I hope you don't store your passwords on a text file, on a file, let's say, not secure on your PC. Anyone who finds your PC could take its files and have access to them. Go through a password manager like LastPass allows to secure these passwords. It is a proprietary online tool, so me personally, I prefer KeePass, which is an open source tool. It's up to you where you want to store the file in question, which is your password vault. I use KeePass more, but LastPass I know it's used for its ease of use. And LastPass and password safes. In general, it is also used in the crypto world. There are a lot of people who store their username and password at least to access exchanges, some OTP tokens, so to connect with strong authentication. There are also some people, finally, I'm talking about the QR code, for example, or the seed phrase. There are also some people who store the seed phrases, precisely the 12 words, the 24 words that possible to secure your wallets. I find that it is more secure stored on a password, which is, we will say, to secure them on a KeePass or somewhere offline, than to store it on an online solution. Store on a key, on a TXT file, or on a piece of paper in your home it can burn, or a burglar can come find, etc. Good. After there is plenty of debate on the subject, just to say that if you used LastPass to store your passwords, crypto exchange, or even to store your seed phrase, your private key, which allows you to secure your wallets, and potentially you are at risk, because a hacker managed to get the entire LastPass production database. They just clarified all that. They had a first hack in August 2022, and they're finally following this hack. The hacker, he managed to access a database that counts all of our data, including the password safes. After the safes in question, it is a file that is encrypted. That means that the hacker cannot have direct access. But he really has all the ability to try many passwords, to make attempts to crack the password, with attacks, to guess your passwords. Because people try to put simple passwords to get by, remember, your words. There is a very high chance that the hacker will get access to your data, and the crypto is among the things that are going to be the most sought after. Because that is where the hacker can get the money really directly, and do what he wants had. So really, I warn you on the subject, if you used LastPass, immediately change your password and transfer your crypto that you have on another wallet to another wallet, or you have new keys which will be secure in a safe place. And secure it on other than LastPass, because for me personally there is a loss of confidence. To come back to the FTX affair, there is Caroline Ellison. We know what she said to Justice. She confirmed that she and SDF had really defrauded and had lied to FTX investors by hiding the loans that had been made there on Alameda. Alameda had a loan limit functionality without any liquidation limit. Whatever we suspected, that was validated by Caroline. And now we will see what Justice will do. Gary Wang also confirmed that there was the backdoor, so it really does not smell good for SBF. I now wanted to talk to you about Bitcoin mining. There are a lot of plowshare companies that are in difficulty. There are nearly $4 billion in debt from companies that mine Bitcoin. I recently spoke to you about Core Scientifics, which have a debt of more than $3 billion. There are many other companies such as Marathon Digital, which also has a debt of $800 million. So we remind you, the fact that the price of Bitcoin has fallen, the difficulty of mining Bitcoin has fallen, and the cost of electricity has increased, it becomes very difficult to be profitable for Bitcoin miners, including these big corporations. This is really bad news for Bitcoin. And I hope that there will be other miners who will still stay on the network. I don't think that will be a problem, because the difficulty of mining adjusts. And in the end limits, it will make more decentralization if the big players leave the market. But well, it also shows the limits of mining. And some say that Ethereum has the advantage with proof of stake compared to Bitcoin mining, which requires spending a lot of energy. After, there is the other argument that proof of stake is more centralized. Drop me a comment if you want a video proof of work and proof of stake. Finally, let's talk about NFTs. There was a report that came out on NFT trading volume. And that 50% on the trading volume in 2022, it was not a real trading volume, it was wash trading. Because there are a number of platforms like LooksRare, Blur, which have no or very low trading fees trading compared to 2.5% of OpenSea. 80%, 90% false trading volume, and on all the year it represents 50%. So we are not saying that all the trading volume is false. But there is a large part of the trading volume which is false, and afterwards, honestly, even on the exchanges, I also sometimes wash trading is something that is common. There are a lot of exchanges that artificially inflate their volume also. Especially when there are no transaction fees, what we have seen several resumed this year for Bitcoin. Or for Ether when the fees are reduced to zero. There are people who have fun trading a lot for X or Y reason. So here is what I had to say today on the news crypto of the day. I hope you liked the content. If so, do not hesitate to subscribe, to like and comment. I'll tell you tomorrow for the next video.